And we feel that only we, us modern human beings, or have this ability. Actually, science means understanding. Now, whether you understand through these equations or whether you understand through intuition. A frog has a science. If science is understanding of its environment and everything that it needs to understand to survive. So that is the fundamental thing that you have to keep in mind. Because we immediately say, but science has proved this and it's made mobile phones and that and that and that. And I'll come to that a bit later. So I would like to here ask, who do you think is destroying this planet?
Humans.
Can I hear it louder? Don't worry, I won't report you.
Humans.
Humans.
Very good, very good.
He got the answer he wanted.
Yes, I know. We had a, yes. Yeah, he challenged me. He said, what if somebody gives the right answer? I said, impossible. Humans is not wrong, but partly wrong. And actually wrong, in my opinion. Humans as a species, there's only one culture. It has 5,000 cultures. Mansoor go up to there, or there. Or suppose you were standing on a hill far across. Or suppose you were standing on the moon and looking.
Or somebody calls you on your mobile phone. You can connect across the world also. Are you there?
Yeah.
Where does your boundary end?
So, apart from that,
Because you can affect people across the globe also. Where
so
does your boundary end?
we are interconnected. Yeah, exactly.
So there is no boundary.
Why the hell did we write this book? Advait. Because Advait means no boundary. But we treated it as an esoteric, philosophical book. But I must give credit to those writers 3,000 or 5,000 years ago. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You want to use this mic?
I think so.
Hello? No, I think it's to do with being a loud mouth.
Hello. So, and beyond how far you can see, this is something which most people won't know. But every little bit of mass, like a ball, or even an atom, a proton, every mass has a gravitational field. And that gravitational field goes on forever. So I am interconnected to the other galaxies. It might be very, very small, very weak, but it's connected. So the very notion of separation was the notion which started with agriculture. Because you wanted to separate, this is mine, that's yours. And that created the sense of the imaginary boundary. Show me a boundary. Whichever land you got or house you got. I'll say, is it here? You say, no, here. No, there. What if? It's not, it's an imaginary thing. Okay, it's there. But does it mean it's separate from this? The water that flows from here doesn't connect with it? The air that flows over it doesn't connect with it? The insects that crawl here don't end up there? Everything is connected. That's why the book is called One. So this one is very different from this one. Can you tell me what the difference is?
One as a numerical.
Please, see, in this context you got the right answer. So, one is, which is my third point, reality, which is totality. And when I used to use the word totality earlier, way before I started these things. Totality is not the total stuff we know. Totality is simply everything. What I can see, what I can feel, what I can't see, what I can't feel, what I can taste, what I can sense with a multimeter or whatever, or a galaxy which is known, or unknown forces, unknown concepts, unknown things, mirages, dreams, everything comes into one. And that is an interconnected life. So what the boundary did was, in human minds, it created the concept of separation. And not only physical land separation, But that went into something more called symbols. Now this one is a symbol. It stands for one person. But I just told you, this is not one person. You arbitrarily made a boundary around it and saying, oh, this is one person and his name. A name is a label. It's symbol. How many Johns do you know? John Travolta?
John Matthews also.
No.
Where's John?
Sorry, I don't. Maybe I should blame myself then. Yeah.
So we all know one at least.
John Matthews, John Lennon, John Kennedy.
John Abraham, yeah.
But you haven't met one John. It's firmly fitted in my bathroom.
Would be John.
So see, what does a name mean? You know? So name is a label. You will say, I know 3 Johns. But there's nothing in common between them. So it's a reduction of reality. I'll say John Matthews and John Travolta and John Lennon are all Johns. But there's nothing in common between them. Even if they're friends, you know. So it creates the idea of names. So these are all symbols. Alphabet, word, number. Can you show me 2 of anything? Identity.
2 books.
Wrong. So,
No, but basically what Mansoor trying to say is that each thing is unique.
and
So
obviously,
you cannot
this
have
is
2
about
identical things of anything. Even 2 grains of rice are not the same.
Nothing is the same. So the concept of 2, when we think that maths is the most,
2 apples.
is the purest
But
form.
they are not 2 same apples.
One is green, one is slightly sour, one is slightly dark, one is this. Can they have the same dimension, same tone, same? If one is here and one is here, they're identical. Imagine that there are 2 glasses which are identical, sitting on this table. And somehow all the magicians, texts in the world have managed to manufacture. I grant, they are identical. Look at weight, reflectivity, diameter, height. And a cold wind blows from it. Which glass will get cold first? And which will get colder? So they were not the same. Because 2, even if you can imagine identical things, they occupy different parts of space. And that is what one is. It is a continuum. But we made this thing and we are so programmed. Civilization is so programmed. We have 10,000 years of programming in us. So it is hard for us to imagine that anybody can distrust symbols or anybody can question numbers.
So I guess a lot of this comes out better in in a more detailed way in the book, which these are concepts which you can explore in the book as you read them.
Right.
I also want to know about the characters, Mansoor. I've read the book, so there are 2 really fantastic characters. How did you come about them? Tell us a bit about the characters. Are they connected to you in any way? Is it something you observed?
So around the time when my land was going to be acquired, and I realized all these things about injustice, inequity, the kind of rapacious things that civilization is doing, I used to try and communicate this to people. But I was not a very gentle communicator. So I would get angry, I would get emotional, I never hit anybody. But after that I would feel bad. That's a family trait. That at night I would get all that guilt. Can't I behave myself? तो वहाँ से जब एक पॉइंट आया, जब मुझे लगा यार या तो मैं पागल हूँ या आप लोग सब पागल हैं.
So that's one of your characters.
So I am both those characters. But the concept of insanity came into my mind. It's very interesting, very tasty. It's a great device for writing. Insanity is a great device. An author can write the simplest story with an insane character and everyone will enjoy it. But that's not why I chose insanity. Because they are not insane. Why? You are rejecting them and deeming them insane. Look, people are science and all. So one is paranoid and one is clinically depressed. Abhay and Sonal are two halves of my character and two parts of my journey. I was going the Abhay way. I thought one day I'll get to know everything in the universe. I loved Cornell University. What libraries, books, internet is starting in. So that was me. One day we'll crack it. We solve it. And then this journey happened of my land and all that. And I became aware, no, it's not like this. So then I went on the Sonal journey, which was, so I was part of many people's movements. I've been on dharnas, I've been in submergence, I've been close to a lot of thinkers that whose thoughts I'd never imagined. Because I don't suffer from it. See, we all are very snugly sitting here and we are assured that we'll get water when we go back. But how does that water come in? Whose house is drowned? Whose village is taken? Whose community is broken? I'm only talking to the humans. Took them moral level pe chala. So that is the difference between Sonal and Abhay's character, and I've experienced both. So one thing I realized, that Sonal's character is a self-destructive character. And if I had gone on that journey, I would have surely done something violent. Or when people say, bola tha na pagal. Right. So I controlled myself, and that's why Abhay and Sonal, though they are both characters, in storytelling there's a protagonist, the journey of the protagonist. So actually the protagonist is not Abhay, it is Sonal. And Sonal's awakening to understand, then she said, oh my God, I was just a person thinking of morality, environment, human injustice, ye wo. But ye to kahin baat, he's taking it out of the moral realm. So that's what.
Well, anyone has any questions about the book? Yeah. And we stick to questions about the book and Mansoor, not about my films and all of that.
I wanted to know the Sonal's character in this book. You have detailed one chapter which tells about three parts of brain. One is reptilian, one is mammalian. And could you throw some light on that? जब आपने कुछ बताया है उसमें कि जब ये आप पे भारी हो जाता है ये part of brain.
So I don't reveal the book. I trust all of you are going to buy multiple copies and
Get it signed.
so I don't want to reveal the book, but I'll talk to you later. We can talk at length.
Yeah. Yeah, Maz?
Yeah, Maz.
Mansoor, this is what I think is probably a conceptual novel. So it's fiction with a very strong non-fiction base. So as a writer, did you ever have this struggle as to how much of non-fiction and how to kind of take the fiction?
Absolutely, good question.
And how do you manage that? How do you balance that?
Yeah, because the fiction characters came in my mind later, and I was already working on the non-fiction, so I was very clear what I'm going to say in the non-fiction. When these characters came in my mind, I realized that actually the plot is very simple. It's not a big complicated plot of smuggling and this thing and murder and the fictional plot is very simple. And if I insert the book, first of all I have to condense, distill very selectively, and that's what I did, And I don't know, I did it somehow. Many people read it and Payal told me, no, this is extra, But it was a very conscious effort, and that's true. Because I always, people tell me, why don't you make a film on this? So most people think film is the most powerful medium. Film is a very powerful medium for love, romance, lust, hatred,
Action.
vengeance, murder, titillation. It's great. But for paradigm shift, it's not. And at this level. I don't mean paradigm shift by a communal guy realizing, why do I hate Hindus? Why do I hate Muslims? I'm not talking about that kind of paradigm shift. This is a paradigm shift of every aspect of your life. So it was, that's what took me a long time. But I knew that there has to be a balance. And luckily, and this is, I couldn't have planned it, that I could break it into 3 segments. And I could fit my narrative at the correct place so that this segment could start. And then the correct place where this, it's not just I've inserted 3 segments, but there's a progression in it, which when you will read, you will see, yes, I'm being true to that.
Did you unravel the narrative logic through the events? Is that what you have?
I'm sorry?
Could you unravel the narrative logic of your concepts through the events? Through the logic?
Through the events in the fiction.
Yes, through the events in the fiction.
No, not really.
Not really.
Not really. See, Sonal's character was totally clear to me in 2000 when I just
Started to write.
started to write, in the sense that I...
So you started to write this in 2000?
In 2000.
That's 23 years ago. Okay.
And when I... I'm quite old. So, but this is the thing about writers. Everybody says, how do I write? How do I write? Should I be disciplined? Sit at the desk, every morning, tap pen and all that. When these 2 characters came in my mind, I write on the laptop. So, and I can touch time, which is, helps you a lot. So I can think and you don't have to look. And those words, and those sentences, and those phrases, and were evolving. I didn't know where she had to meet it. I knew that was my first sentence. She was in park.
But I should read the first chapter. Not the first chapter, the first few pages. So that will give an idea.
Are you guys up to it?
Yeah, I think it's just 3 pages. See, yeah, I'll hold the mic for you. Yeah. So, just for, since
How do you want to read it?
Oh, acha. Okay. So the book is actually fiction. So it's entirely fiction, but it's set in a lot of research must have gone into this, Mansoor. So before I read, I just want to ask you, who are the authors you've read to research this topic? Because while the topic is real, the storytelling is fiction, is told in a fictional world.
So one is that Masanobu triggered this journey of my thought. But then I read widely, so it's not like I got it, but I had to understand it from every dimension. So I read, and these are authors nobody would have heard of. Sorry, I was only want to say that I'm a friend of mine.
No, yeah, so they're specialized writers, yeah, sure, but
yeah, I can't help being a bad boy. So the thing is that these writers, you have to find them. You have to seek, you have to go down the right, and sometimes a friend might suggest you, but you won't come enter a bookshop like this and find it, So because of my thing, land going, I was looking at these kind of sites. There are only 4 or 5 people. There's Charles Eisenstein, there's John Zerzan, who's given a blurb from me. That was a huge moment for me. There is Derek Jensen, he's also given a blurb. Then there is Daniel Quinn. If you guys are thinking of reading any of these people, I'd suggest you read Daniel Quinn's Ishmael first. Because it's very tastily written.
very tastily written.
Yeah, and it's something that, it's a good launch pad.
So is this actually. I find it quite tasty. So, present October 2007. She had to talk to him in that park that had been her Saturday morning routine. She had come to terms with the late morning joggers, the urchins, the birds and the stray dogs, but not him. For some inexplicable reason, he stood apart. Her mind could not fathom why. Maybe it was the way he clutched that briefcase of his, and he would open it and look into it but never take anything out. The rest of the time he spent sitting still, occasionally giving a quick look over his shoulder, then easing back into stillness, waiting. For whom? Now she counted up the grains carefully as the pigeons flocked near her, waiting to be fed. Each one got an equal share. She watched them peck hungrily and nibbled at her sandwich, which was a perfect circle by now. Then she spotted him, heading for his favorite bench with his briefcase stiffly held close to his side. How could she possibly ask him what was in his briefcase? She had not spoken to anyone except her family for so long that she did not know what people said to each other. But it was the only desire that had sprung in her mind in a long, long time. And now, here he was, entering the park. Would she have the gumption to ask him? Instead of sitting at his usual place, he cut right through the park, a marked deviation from his weekly routine. There was a definite purpose in his movements. He stopped near a pile of long, colored plastic pipes stacked on the side of the road. Casting a quick look around, he lowered his brown leather briefcase to the ground and sat down gingerly on the stack of pipes. His hand slipped something out of his pocket, then fell by his side. He began a slow, covered but strenuous action that was reflected mainly by the set look on his face. She forgot all about his bag and its possible contents, peering at his new activity with unconcealed interest. The strenuous action stopped, and he got up. A section of the pipe he had been sitting on was now dangling from his right hand. That's when he noticed her. His eyes froze on her as though she was the guilty one. Without taking his eyes off her for even a moment, he walked down a path that circled the park towards her. She watched him with a growing sense of panic, till her breath became short and uneven, but she did not move. And now he was close enough to whisper audibly to her. "It's a loan," he said, gesturing to the piece of colored pipe in his hand. She was self-conscious. She self-consciously passed a hand over her crew-cut hair. Coupled with the gaunt features, it gave her a punk look that somewhat said she was not to be trusted. She remained silent and he continued, "I'm not stealing it. I need to borrow it. It's just a loan." I did not think you were stealing. But you were looking at me. Why? I was wondering what you have in that briefcase. She could not believe she had actually said that. How audacious. How audacious she would have normally thought. But she held a gaze. It flashed fear, surprise, and then plain contempt. She did not know what caused each emotion, but she just looked back at him. She had asked an honest question, and that was that. "You have no right to ask me that," he said. A hint of aggression, but it appeared to stem from latent fear rather than indignation. Somewhere deep in her subconscious mind, she eased up and was not scared of him anymore. He walked away clutching the briefcase a little more firmly and tried to conceal the colored pipe by holding it close to his body. She watched him disappear down a lane. She was not disturbed, but in some distant way reassured. The morning continued as usual. So these are the two characters, I guess, which, in fact, that's the start of the book, the first 2-3 pages. So, any other questions, guys? Yeah? You want a mic? Okay.
As long as you can hear.
Yeah, we can hear.
You're talking about the characters both having some, like paranoia and, in this world of mental disorders and everybody talking about it. Was that a key sort of idea that you thought that now is the right time for?
No. So, of course, these are concerns. And environment is a concern and all these. I mean, we are living in a disrupted, collapsing world. So, everything can be a concern. But my central subject was not that. It just, it naturally flowed from the feeling I was getting. That if I'm going to talk this which makes so much sense to me, I'll lose all my friends. I'll probably end up in Khar police station lockup. You know, that was a feeling. So, the thought that they want to convey, actually are there. But Sonal is one Actually, Sonal is a reader. You're already aware. Environment is bad, this, that. So you feel like you've reached the answer. That's what Sonal did. Until she discovers what Unveils is sharing. So that I don't want to reveal, but I already told you, it's a critique of civilization. But it's easy to say, critique of civilization. But my main objective is to show why civilization is such a viral culture. Why are we like a virus on the body of the earth? So when people say humans are the virus, no. You're doing a great thing. So it's not that. But yes,
Civilized humans.
Yeah. See, I'm not addressing any mental or I'm not saying that you look up to them. I'm just saying that these guys, because they're not insane. If you just hear them out and try to understand them, they'll be fine. So mental disorder is, sorry, सबका, आप लोग का है.
हम लोग human.
संजीव.
हम लोग का है. हाँ संजीव.
Is this a progression on third curve? Do you see any correlation between third curve?
Third curve is a sliver of this. I was writing third curve before, I was writing one way before third curve. I was aware of the subject of energy. I'm not an economist, no, before I forget, I've got lots of my first book free here. As you're walking out, please pick up a copy.
It's called the third curve, and it's on economics.
It's not on economics, it's actually also contesting our form of economics.
The kind of economics we
So
follow.
it's a comparison to answer Sanjeev's question. It's a contrast between economics and energetics. Money doesn't make the world go round.
Energy
You know, in Cabaret there was a great song and I love watching that. But money does not make the world go round. It's energy that makes the world go round. So, do you eat 1,000 rupee notes? No, I know.
No.
Now they're not printed.
So now we can eat
I
them.
finished them right. So, you obviously buy something. Money is a map of value. But we've started believing in maps so much that for us money is value. Then we gradually say, oh, what is value and real things got to do with it? Let's only study economics and the laws that we have made for money. That means God's laws, which I don't already believe in, are subsidiary, what's the word?
Subservient
Sorry.
to our laws,
Yeah.
which are
Even
economic.
writers have a limitation of theirs. So it is, we treat it as a, अच्छा आपको कितना कैपिटल चाहिए? You're starting at 10,000 crores. Maybe 10,000 crores. But doesn't that assume that 10,000 crores worth of resources is available? Just because I give you 1 lakh crores, you mean the resources will suddenly multiply, the real world is the real world. And which is why I don't blame economists. They were born upside down. But I went to IIT, and all the IITs I spoke, I challenged them, I said, you are the guys to do it. Because you're not making them aware that this is real.
I think, so what I think Mansoor, a lot of people have not read the
I
first
didn't
book.
complete that one.
But-
So there it was, the concept was money and energy was a real thing. But in a way I was talking about maps. In a way, you know what I mean? So it's a sliver. If you read a third curve, after you read one, you say, oh yeah, now I fully understand what is the failure of symbols and where the boundary comes from.
Yeah, so the symbolic stuff is the common thread.
Yeah, so there I didn't touch upon it. There I didn't touch upon it.
Yes, Mas.
Mansoor, I don't have a question, I just have an observation during the cycle of fine writing. Your writing is very visual, so obviously the screenplay writer and you comes out and raps. And the interesting thing I noticed was also that you work with a metaphor. You started with a metaphor of the pigeons. So was there a sort of conscious...
So I'm not aware of these things.
Yeah, they happen.
So, see, first of all, I haven't learned filmmaking or storytelling or, but there's an intuitive knowledge, you know this. One thing that I've done very consciously is kept a very terse mode of narration. When I'm talking in the park, I'm not saying it was a sunny, wonderful afternoon, the flowers are blooming and the birds are... So मुझे नोबेल अपना बुक का प्राइज मिल गया. You know, it's not so. And Zerzin, John Zerzin, you see his blurb at the back. His full blurb is inside. He said in his blurb to me, he wrote that Mansoor uses a very terse mode. That's where I got the expression. A very terse mode of narration. I value the succinct. और ये उसने ऑब्जर्व किया जो दूसरे राइटर्स को मैंने दिया था दे थॉट कि यार इतनी सिंपल लैंग्वेज में लिख रहा है इसकी तो मतलब यही लिमिट है
इसकी औकात इतनी है
I knew so I was very conscious on this that I was in short terse and sometimes sardonic.
So there's movement in the...
There's movement. Yeah, no, I know. Since you're asking about visualizing, when I started writing, I was writing like a screenplay. This her voice fades over, as if there's going to be a next scene, all that was coming into it. Then I said, no, I'm not writing a screenplay. I'm writing a...
Yes.
So, Mansoor, I had a question about, you had 200 plus slides when you had that presentation. How did you control the urge to say everything, or were you able to say everything?
I had 200
plus slides?
So she's seen your presentation.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So she's saying in the presentation, there were so many slides. How did you bring all of that into the book?
Were you able to say everything, or
Were you able to say everything you wanted, or you had to leave some things out?
No, I had to carefully select. Now, luckily, since I'm an obsessive character, I've spoken about it to so many willing and unwilling audience that I'm very comfortable. I can run circles around it. We can sit and have coffee together. I'll start, where do you stay? You'll say, Pali. And I'll steer the topic to one.
No matter what you start discussing, it will
My
end up at
wife
one.
is well aware of this. She says, in fact, I really wish she was there. I had a couple of jokes on her. But it's a sad moment for her. So we ran a farm stand. And that's how I met a lot of people because I'm a very antisocial character otherwise. But we meet in the same environment and our minds are in tune. I would like to meet you in a pub in Bombay, South Bombay. But अगर हम लोग कुनूर में मिलेंगे ना, then there's a different connect. So
You're a captive audience, you can't run away. अब तुम्हें मेरी बात सुननी पड़ेगी.
वो भी है, हाँ, वो भी है. लेकिन उनका mindset, no, even on somebody that I...
No, I understand. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, that is also calculated. My wife told me that. She said, you only started the farm show so you can lecture these people at breakfast. And breakfast is free, so come here.
Yeah, sure.
So though the book is fiction, you're trying to give out a message through the book with it, and in case if you are, then don't you think a movie as a medium can reach a larger audience?
Of course, a movie is a wider audience. But I was trying to tell you the limitations of each medium.
Yeah.
You see, you might think that talking face to face is a very weak medium. I can only talk to so many people. But there is a certain power in it. You can see my body language. You can hear the intonation of my voice. I'm expressing emotionally.
You will hear the intonation of a voice when you put the mic up.
Achha, by the way, I have a sixth sense. No, not sixth sense. When I look at somebody, I can make out what's going on in their mind. So be careful. Be careful. Glenn, I'm warning
No,
you.
so what is the question? Can it be made into a film?
No, because he's trying to give out a message through the book, though it's a fiction.
Well, actually, I wouldn't say it's a message. I think it's something that Mansoor has experienced which he wants to share with us. More than a message, it's just it's a revelation, I would say. मतलब वो लोग कुछ हमको कुछ सुनाता है या हम कुछ पढ़ते हैं या हम कुछ देखते हैं बोलते हैं ना दिमाग की खिड़कियां खुल गई उस टाइप की फीलिंग मेरे को आई जब मैंने बुक पढ़ी
It's a shift of
दिमाग की खिड़कियां खुल गई. No, and also I think that what I would like to also say here, I mean, I've known Mansoor for now, I'm 58, so my memory would be about 55 years. I was 3 years old when I remember you. So in these last 55 years, what I've experienced from Mansoor, I've found him to be always 20 years ahead of me, personally. So whenever he talks of concepts and this and that, at that time I never understand what he's saying. फिर वो 20 साल बाद मेरे को सुना अच्छा ये बोल रहा था. For example, हम लोग अभी रोज email भेजते हैं, correct? He used to send emails when there was no internet in India, in the 80s. So when he used to tell me in the 80s that I'm writing a letter to my friend and I'm sending an email, so I used to keep asking him, what exactly are you doing? And how does it travel to your friend who's in America? कौन ले जाता है? तो इंटरनेट वो टाइम पे आया नहीं था. But he had connected his computer to some phone line and some, I don't know, these engineers do all these things. So he had got internet in India. He was the only guy who had internet at that time.
Yeah. So that was on the ridiculous part I was following. It was fascinating to me. So when Aamir said I was 20 years ahead, at that time we thought head is better.
No, but I'm saying not ahead as in, so ahead in every way. What I meant was that in realization. Things that Mansoor says, मेरे को थोड़ा टाइम लगता है समझ में आने में.
No, but ये तो बहुत Aamir, my presentation.
No, I'm trying to praise you here. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm praising you.
So he's someone who is ahead of me for sure. And I think that this book is something that will really give each of us a completely different perspective on how we look at life itself. How we look at life itself, forget everything else. And he's written that with these delicious characters, you know, which make it very, for me, made it very engaging, and I was attached to the characters. Not just the two main characters, but even the characters that you've written around it. Are really juicy characters which I really enjoyed reading. So I would strongly recommend to all of you to pick up this book.
So to answer the film question, sorry, you have to stand up.
Actually, can I answer the film question?
No, yeah, better.
No, because I think it can be made into a film. So I've been trying to convince Mansoor that let's work on the script, and we do plan to. I don't know whether he plans to, but I want to give it a shot. और यहाँ पे 2-4 डायरेक्टर भी हैं, राकेश है, आशुतोष है, राजू भी आने वाला था, मंजीत is here. We'll all try. It's a great story, so I think it will make a great film, and I would like to give it a shot to try. हाँ मेरा तेरा question? नहीं मेरा को माइक लगेगा. मेरा हैंडसम लग रहा है तू यार.
I'm so really looking forward to one right now. Did any three things about the civilized humans, good three things strike you?
Are there any good things in civilization?
Any three good things that civilization has given us.
I don't think it has given us any good things. Now when we talk about, nice question.
Yeah, it's a good question. बिल्कुल भी सोचता हूँ.
क्योंकि अक्सर हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि यार this is duality. So when you discovered atomic energy, you were discovering it for the atomic energy, but it also made a bomb. You were designing internet and social media so that people can connect, but it also gave us fake news and this thing. You can check this in each facet, and that's why we have duality as a subject. Dualism is a subject in this whole university. But a department of dualism. In the rest of I mean, you know what I mean? The whole university should be questioning that, you know? So this duality which we think that we are cursed with duality. Reality is not cursed with duality. So this kind of thing. So
Reality is
तो अगर कोई भी चीज़ ले, whether it is cheap food, we celebrated plastic, we celebrated fossil fuels, and now they're the curse, the pain. So these are the things that are obvious to you. But जब आप ये पढ़ लेंगे, and if you delve enough in it, you will notice that medicine. There is a medicine. So how without modern science, do you have any idea that civilization has a maximum number of diseases? और वो भी इसमें है. We are uniquely blessed with cholera, typhoid, immunity disorder, banana. That's endless. In fact, we realized that when the civilized people went into a tribal village, they got the diseases from us. Why didn't the disease happen there? And this was used, cholera blankets, I'm sure you've heard of it, in the domination of the Native American. It was used as an instrument of war. You know, the Centenaries Island is an island 1/6 the size of Bombay.
1/6 the size of Bombay.
Bombay. Probably nobody knows, because whoever managed to land them ended up 60 feet under the ground.
No one has survived.
Because you know,
coming back from
they look at it as a virus. Yeah, you know, indigenous people do not have, so they are not trying to become civilized. हम लोग उनको डंप करेंगे, अरे दोनों नंबर्स.
इसको इंग्लिश सिखाते हैं.
इसको इंग्लिश सिखाते हैं, इसको सिंबॉलिक थॉट सिखाते हैं, इसको प्रॉफिट सिखाते हैं, इसको. तो we are the virus. So I don't know if I answered your question, but this
Somewhat.
yeah, no, I'm just saying that my blank answer is that there's nothing correct in civilization.
So maybe one good thing about civilization.
हाँ, ये civilization से एक तो अच्छी चीज निकली one. The realization that the civilization is not good.
But
एक तो
इतना तो हुआ, इतना मानना पड़ेगा.
but unfortunately through symbolic thought.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know that's the power that I have. I can read what's in your mind.
the second thought.
I wish it worked the other way around. I would just one into your mind down symbolically.
Yeah. Michael.
हेलो. तो जैसा आपने उनको आंसर किया, तो डोंट यू थिंक कि जब सिविलाइजेशन शुरू हुआ था तब वहाँ पे लोग नेचर के साथ है. Even they used to worship it, or they used to use it for their own benefit, but at the same time they were not separating, or they were not exploiting it. वो यूज कर रहे थे, रेस्पेक्ट कर रहे थे, और उसके साथ चलना हो रहा था, ना कि एक्सपेक्टेशन हो रहा था. आफ्टर all that history happened in civilization, so ये चीज़ है. प्लास्टिक पहले नहीं था, अब आया है. टाइफाइड पहले नहीं था, अब आया है. तो because of some group of civilization or some group of society, they did something for their own benefits and own greedy. तो I don't think so कि हमें इतने बड़ा ह्यूमन सिविलाइजेशन पे इतना बड़ा क्वेश्चन करना चाहिए और ये टैग लगाना चाहिए कि
नहीं, वो एक्चुअली वो ऐसा नहीं बोल रहे. वो बोल रहे कि सिविलाइजेशन की वजह से ही ये सारी चीज़ें शुरू हुई हैं. तो अल्टीमेटली वहीं से शुरू होता है. अगर आप नेचर को छोड़ दो, फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे ऊपर वाले ने हमको बनाया, हमको भूख लगती है, हम खाना खाते हैं, जैसे कि शेर खाता है, बकरी खाती है, सब चीज़ खाती है. लेकिन पूरे पृथ्वी पे एक ही लाइफ है जो उसको फ्रिज में रखती है कि मैं कल खाऊंगा, परसों खाऊंगा, मैं तीन महीने बाद खाऊंगा. ये फ्रूट अमेरिका में मिलता है, मैं उसको डीप फ्रीज करके यहाँ इंडिया लेके आऊंगा, वगैरह वगैरह. ये सिर्फ हम करते हैं. ये जो खिलवाड़ है ना ऊपर वाले से, ये खिलवाड़ सिर्फ हम करते हैं, और कोई खिलवाड़ नहीं करते. शेर जो है वो बकरी देखेगा, उसका पेट भरा होगा तो उसको अटैक नहीं करेगा. वो जब उसको भूख लगेगी, जरूरत होगी, तभी वो कंज्यूम करेगा. हम जितनी हमको जरूरत है उससे कहीं ज्यादा कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं. तो इसलिए सिविलाइजेशन जो है वो पृथ्वी को हम कहते हैं, पृथ्वी को जो हम लोग अटैक कर रहे हैं, उसको मिसयूज कर रहे हैं, वो सिविलाइज्ड आदमी कर रहा है. नॉन सिविलाइज्ड आदमी बिल्डिंग नहीं बनाता है, वो इंटरनेट नहीं यूज करता है, वो फोन नहीं बनाता है, वो लैपटॉप यूज नहीं करता है. वो जैसे नेचर के साथ रहना है वैसे रहता है.
सिविलाइज्ड लोग नहीं कर रहे ना, बल्कि ये
फिर
लोग
कौन कर रहा है?
अनएजुकेटेड लोग कर रहे हैं.
नहीं, अरे बाप रे.
अगर इंसान को सिविलाइज,
आप ऐसे बोलोगे तो 3 घंटे का लेक्चर आएगा.
अगर
जितने पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं ना, वो सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम वही कर रहे हैं. ये आप समझ लो बात.
there is a difference between qualified and educated ना. अगर इंसान क्वालिफाइड है, डिग्री लेके बैठा है, फिर भी वो नेचर को एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा है, तो उसको एजुकेशन नहीं है, उसको बिहेव करना नहीं आ रहा है.
नहीं, आप
तो
अभी जैसे मैं बहुत एजुकेटेड हूँ, मुझे ऐसा लगता है, और मुझे काफी नॉलेज है, और मुझे नेचर को नहीं डिस्ट्रॉय करना चाहिए, लेकिन मैं फोन यूज करता हूँ. और फोन यूज करने से नेचर को मैं बहुत तकलीफ पहुंचा रहा हूँ, लेकिन मैं फिर भी यूज करता हूँ। तो ये मैं सिविलाइज्ड वर्ल्ड का हिस्सा हूँ, इसलिए मैं करता हूँ। मेरा कुछ खास कोई एजेंडा नहीं है कि मैं पृथ्वी को डिस्ट्रॉय करूंगा, या ना आपका है।
तो we'll have to talk later.
Can I ask a question, sir? Sir, you spoke about uniqueness. Aamir sir spoke about internet. We spoke about technology also. We spoke about civilization. Sir, just your thought. Maybe, how you look at artificial intelligence. Do you think people will write books with artificial intelligence? There are movies which have been made. We have been doing some funnies.
Artificial intelligence, we are immensely done. So we will do all those things. We will start writing books on AI, with it, via AI. Already you have chatbot. आप एक word डालिए,
But AIs will create their own AI.
So the thing is, I'm sorry, the person who asked.
Sir, I just had a point to mention that there could be a trade-off between economics and environment, basically. After civilized one. That is, the trade-off is a more appropriate word.
Sir, deadly candidates are.
Guys, after.
Yeah, you should have a.
Yeah, I mean after.
The book, you'll get these answers. I think that's a better way to put it.
Head of this school of that's suddenly realized the value of the primitive. When we did chemicals and when we did do you know that the bones of the humans in civilization were bigger with the calcium density?
No, you're saying all the wrong things. You must read the book. Sorry, I don't mean to say it that way, but.
With this
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
साइलेंस प्लीज बहुत ही अच्छी बातें आपसे बहुत सारी बातें हुई जरा सा इस बुक के बारे में कुछ अगर आप
दरअसल ये किताब है मंसूर मेरे भाई उन्होंने ये किताब लिखी है करीबन 20 साल पहले उन्होंने ये कहानी लिखना शुरू की थी। तो ये जो अक्सर लोग पूछते हैं कि मंसूर खान साहब फिल्म मेकर थे, वो कहाँ गायब हो गए, इतनी देर वो क्या कर रहे थे, तो वो ये कर रहे थे, ये किताब लिख रहे थे। और ये कहानी एक ऐसी कहानी जो उनके दिल के बहुत करीब है, उनके जो सोच विचार हैं, जो उनकी फ़िलॉसफी है, वो इस किताब में और फिक्शन है। तो ये फिक्शन कहानी, कैरेक्टर्स भी इंटायरली फिक्शन है, लेकिन इस फिक्शन के ज़रिए वो अपने फीलिंग्स और थॉट्स और फिलॉसफी फिक्शन के ज़रिए बताया। तो अगर एक लाइन में मैं बोलूँ तो उनका ये जो टाइटल है ना, वन, ये सेम एज अद्वैता। हाँ, हर चीज़ एक है, हम आप हर चीज़ कनेक्टेड है, कोई भी चीज़ अलग नहीं है। उस थॉट पे, उस फिलॉसफी पे उन्होंने एक फिक्शन किताब लिखी, तो बहुत ही अच्छी किताब है। मैं आप सबको रेकमेंड करूँगा कि आप पढ़ें।
सर इस पर कोई फिल्म
मैं तो चाहूँगा इस पर फिल्म बनाना। हाँ, बहुत अच्छी कहानी है। मैं मंसूर को मैंने कहा है कि मैं उनके साथ बैठ के इस पर स्क्रीन प्ले बनाना चाहूँगा इसका, होपफुली इसकी फिल्म बन सकेगी।
आपको एक्टिंग
मैं अरे बहुत अच्छा रोल है, अभय का रोल है इसमें, अभय कैरेक्टर का नाम अभय, बहुत अच्छा रोल है, मैं ज़रूर करना चाहूँगा।
अरे इन दिनों सर आपके फैन हमारे साथ एक्टिव रहते हैं कि सर क्या कुछ कर रहे हैं इन दिनों, किस अंदाज में आने वाले हैं, कुछ आपके दिमाग में?
मैं इस वक्त मैं अपनी फैमिली लाइफ बहुत एंजॉय कर रहा हूँ, बच्चों के साथ मैं वक्त बिता रहा हूँ और अम्मी के साथ घर पे, और अपने प्रोडक्शन हाउस पे मैं ध्यान दे रहा हूँ, फिल्में प्रोड्यूस कर रहा हूँ। मैं पहले बहुत कम फिल्में प्रोड्यूस करता था, लेकिन अभी हम लोग AKP में काफ़ी फिल्में प्रोड्यूस करने की सोच रहे हैं। मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं एज ए प्रोडक्शन हाउस में एक प्लेटफॉर्म बन सकूँ यंग लोगों के लिए, उनका काम सामने रखने के लिए एक ज़रिया बन सकूँ। तो उस सोच से मैंने थोड़ा वक्त दिया अपने प्रोडक्शन हाउस को, ताकि मैं सिस्टम्स क्रिएट करूँ प्रोडक्शन हाउस में, ताकि फिर जो सब्जेक्ट मुझे अच्छा लगे वो जल्दी से जल्दी बन सके और हम एक साथ एक नहीं बल्कि कई 2-3 फिल्में बना सकें। उस सब का मैं प्लानिंग कर रहा हूँ, ताकि प्लेटफॉर्म मिले लोगों को, यंगस्टर्स को निकला दिखाने को।
एज ए प्रोड्यूसर सबसे पहले कौन सी क्या कुछ आने वाला है, क्या अनाउंसमेंट होने वाला है कुछ?
एज ए प्रोड्यूसर बोल दो, ठीक नहीं, आप रुकिए ना, मैं बोलता हूँ अच्छे से बोलता
सर
हूँ।
अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म है, हर जगह हो जाएगा।
अच्छा,
हर जगह
नहीं, मैं आपको बोलूँगा, आपको ही बोलूँगा,
अच्छा
मैं आपको ही बोलूँगा।
अच्छा सर रोमांटिक, एक मिनट,
नहीं, जो मैं प्रोड्यूस कर रहा हूँ, मैं अलग अलग जॉनर की फिल्में प्रोड्यूस कर रहा हूँ। उसमें एक, आप सर करेक्ट बोल रहे हैं, उसमें से एक है लव स्टोरी और एक है ह्यूमर ड्रामा, जैसे राजू जी बनाते हैं, ड्रामा और ह्यूमर साथ में होता है, एक वैसी कहानी है और 2-3 कहानी है। बहुत जल्द मैं अनाउंसमेंट बहुत जल्द करूँगा। थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक यू।
सर एक सेकंड सर ये करना एक मिनट पुढे येऊ नका That's the condition.
Looks like
ये काम पुनूर में ही होता है।
मैं मिल रहा हूँ तेरे को।
आना
वो जननी तेरे को टेक्स्ट करने वाली है।
आज जब भी करें
Sir, please give photograph in the age of photograph, sir, please. Sir, please.
धक्का मत मारो आराम से।
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
चला जरा आरामात
गिरा
आरामात
दादा मागे
थैंक यू चलो गाड़ी बघा गाड़ी I'm thinking about it.
I just wanted to introduce. Hi, I'm an actor and I really love you.
You're an actor?
What's your name? Nimisha ji. I would love to send you my.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
How would you say?
If you put in an assistance.
तुम लोग वीडियो ले रहे हो?
Hide it if I'll hide it.
यही है ना? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
He's a big fan of Bum Bum Bole.
What's his name?
Adda. Sir, yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Sir, please दे दो भाई आ जाओ। गया
मारू भाई
यहाँ लाइट यहाँ से
इधर क्या मारू भाई इधर आओ मारू भाई मार आमिर साहब
अरे साला ये कार मार दिया रे तेरे का कहाँ से गिर कार का है रे किसका लगा का है
बेटा बच्चा भी हां
गाड़ी कोणा पालित होला ठीक आहे लाईट आगे